Oh man, that is absolutely brutal. So to quote Sir Patrick Stewart, um, you can commit no mistakes and still fail. That's not weakness, that's life. Sometimes those things happen. So all that we can do as enthusiasts is try to give the post office or UPS or whomever the best packing possible to hopefully make sure that things arrive where they're supposed to in one piece. And I think a lot of that comes down to methodology. And here's some stuff that's worked out pretty well for me so far. Keep in mind, I'm not really a shipping expert, but I am somebody that mails stuff with some regularity, and I've had very good success with this. So, grain of salt, and I'd love to hear how you do things too. First things first, you need to think about where the easily damaged areas are on your machine. On this Color Classic here, that's going to be anywhere that there's a corner, anywhere that there is odd plastic, which I promise hasn't gotten more supple over the years, or other places where you have ornamental detail that it's really easy for gravity to take over and smash up into this higher plastic. Special care for things like buttons and pop-off plates and stuff. You have to remember that this stuff, again, really old, really old. So anything you can do to try to take anything that might be direct pressure on that in shipping and spread that out across a bigger area is just going to mean that your thing arrives in shape. I always keep a supply of different types of packing material around, and you'll see here that this is that pink stuff that you get from PCB manufacturers, this anti-static foam. This is really good stuff. You can buy this on Amazon by the sheet, but if you can't find it, there's tons of other similar materials that are available, but this is really great stuff. I'm also a person, especially when you're shipping anything that has a C or a T built in, you definitely want to use like a pool noodle. The pool noodle is this high density foam and absolutely provides a lot of compression, especially for like crush damage, which is what we're fighting here. If you're out of season and can't get pool noodles, your local hardware store, I promise, has pipe insulation. And this pipe insulation is made out of the exact same type of, I mean, maybe not the exact same chemical formula, but it's basically got the same properties as the pool noodle, but this is available year round. Also, having access to sturdy cardboard boxes, never ship anything in a medium weight. You want to get a heavyweight box. If you can't find something that's dual corrugation or dual walled, there's nothing stopping you from cutting up another box and seating it inside the first box, so that way you get extra protection from punctures. Layers upon layers is what we're aiming for here. Compressed over a corner will help protect plastics. Cannot stress it enough to protect the corner, especially if you have ornamental feet on something. I can feel the outer shape of this round foot down here, but there is a clear inch of compression on all of this to protect it if it were to get dropped or shocked or somehow jostled more than just normal handling. Don't be afraid to add some pool noodle or pipe insulation bumpers on any flat surface. Make sure to also, anywhere there's a corner with a long straight edge, that you've added extra protection there. Things like to get a lot of pressure points built up, and then what will happen is you'll have a crack right along this line. Also, on your corners, there's a little tear here in this, but on the corners, what you want to be sure to do is have separate from your inner wrap, make sure that you fold it over and then bend it to create a point that exists at least an inch of compression larger than whatever the base layer is. Pipe insulation does come with an adhesive strip built in, so that way that when you put it around the pipe that it would sort of seal. And that's good. You can peel that off and use it to stick to your lower levels of padding. But always add some duct tape or always add some packing tape just in case. Big knobby plastic sticking off the back of something? Pool noodles. It never hurts to add an outer layer of large cell bubble wrap just because it's just another layer of protection. Get that baby packed down in there as tight as you can and then fill in any gaps, especially on the corners. Absolutely make sure to secure your inner box so that way that nothing comes popping out on the road. You can have a few small defects. As long as you've packed everything inside this box well, you should be just fine. And then we're going to... and you pack it in an even bigger box. And you make sure to pack it down inside of a larger box with a little bit of padding on each side, so that way that your inner box, you know, can't move around too much. And honestly, that's just kind of it. It's layers in layers on the stuff that is closest to the machine, making sure to reinforce corners and any sort of straight edges that you have. Taking in mind ornamental things, buttons and stuff that like to just break in just normal use. And then putting that inside of a sturdy box, and then putting your sturdy box inside of another box that has its own additional padding. You might not have to be as diligent with the outer box as long as you've got everything in that inner box packed as well as you can. But again, more is more. Kind of in this situation. So it's why it's probably a good idea to kind of start a little pile of shipping stuff as you order things and get things for other people. So that way you've always got that stuff on hand. If you're buying something online, never be afraid to ask that person to say, hey, if I was to set up a pickup for you at Home Depot or at Lowe's or Menards or whatever, you know, I'll have all the materials there for you. You get to make the choice about how that thing arrives to you. And you don't have something come in packing peanuts and wadded up newspapers, or there's been times when I first started out that people would just ship things in wadded up little grocery bags, the plastic grocery bags. And of course those things arrived destroyed. So that's why, you know, sometimes just talking with people can get you pretty far. They're just people. So, and if you make it easy, they're more likely to do things that save them trouble later. So that's really it. So I feel bad. I'm glad that LGR was able to kind of get everything back together, but I've heard a couple of stories recently, like my friend Martin ordered a display that he's been looking for a really long time, and the people shipped it kind of cheaply and it arrived damaged. But he had a success story too. He was able to get it back together. But anyway, that's it for this afternoon. Thanks everybody. As I always say, Apple II forever.